Today we're going to unbox the RPS PondPride 750. This is the largest, most powerful aerator we offer for those with larger ponds and bigger aerator jobs. Today we'll go over all the features of the system and all the parts that you'll receive for a super easy DIY install. When you open up the air pump enclosure, there are some connector parts in a bag inside that we'll take a look at later. The PondPride 750 has 3 air hose connection points available, so you can choose whether you'd like 1, 2, or 3 air hoses and whether the air hoses are 50 feet or 100 feet long. Today we're unboxing 3 of the 100-foot air hoses for our largest kit with our PondPride 750. I'm now unboxing the air stones that are placed inside of the pond. There's 1 air stone per air hose, so for this kit there's going to be 3 total air stones. So let's talk about the features of the weatherproof air pump enclosure. Made of 100% hardy metal, this enclosure is made to be outside all year round. There are ventilation shafts on both the right and the left sides. You've got a lock on the enclosure top. Just slide away the magnetic cover to reveal the keyhole, and keys are of course included. And if we open up the enclosure, inside is our aerator compressor pump. The brass hose bibs I'm pointing to are your 3 airline connection points. You can easily turn on or off each airline using the handles. We've packed your heat-proof air hose connectors inside the enclosure. These pieces connect directly to the hose bibs of the compressor and have an extra thick lining to protect from any overheating of the 100-foot air hoses. There's also a pressure gauge on the air pump, and inside you'll find your 3-prong 110-volt power connect. The air compressor itself is a 110-volt 750-watt pump, super hardy and easy to take care of. Down on the bottom of the enclosure, there are pre-drilled holes for threading wiring and air hose through to keep everything organized and looking tidy. Now to the bottom of the enclosure, you can see there are extra air fan vents right here and here. And on each foot, a spot to use tie downs or screws for attaching the enclosure to a platform. Remember that bag of parts we pulled out earlier? The first piece is our air filter and noise dampener. It screws apart to reveal a replaceable air filter and then easily screws into place onto the side of the air compressor pump. Once you install this noise dampener, you'll barely notice the sound of the air compressor operating. Now we've got our metal hose bibs. These are used to connect the heat-proof airline and the remaining 100-foot airline together. They easily slide and lock into place with a gentle push and are secured in place by using stainless steel hose clamps, which are of course included in your kit. Then you just use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten down those hose clamps. And this is the only tool you'll need for the entire installation. I mentioned earlier you can choose between using a 100-foot airline, which you can see on the left, or a 50-foot airline, the smaller bundle on the right. Which one you use depends on the size and shape of your pond. Both are 3/8 inch diameter airline and carry the same amount of oxygen to the air stones. Now let's unpack the 100-foot airline to see what it looks like underneath the plastic. It's a really flexible, forgiving material, making it ideal for a quick DIY install. And then we can roll it out next to the pond to get a better idea of how far 100 feet can reach. Okay, let's go! As you can see, this 100-foot airline reaches basically to the halfway mark of our pond, and the line will sink into the water and totally disappear. I'm now unboxing the air stones that are placed inside of the pond. There's 1 air stone per air hose, so for this kit there's going to be 3 total air stones. You can see that there's an easy connect hose bib located on the underside of each one of these air stones, and on the face of each air stone are hundreds of tiny little holes along the membrane, which will inflate with air and send bubbles to the surface. Give the RPS Water Pumps team a call if you have questions about sizing one of these systems for your pond, and look out for our full install video on our YouTube channel.